La, boo boo boo, la la la, boo boo boo.
Are you trying to say something? Or do you always have stuff like that slipping out of your mouth?
But you can talk.
How odd. I was just about to say the same thing.
I'm so sorry, sir, but
No apologies will be necessary. I know it's the nature of your kind to make fun of those who are different from you, and over the years I've learned that getting upset about it will change nothing.
Maybe it's only the fact that I'm out of the reach of your claws that permits me to be so bold. But allow me to say that generalizations of that kind are symptomatic of a certain lack of perspicacity.
I wish that were true. I really wish.
Why are you shut up in this cage? Are you some kind of hermit?
Oh no. If I had truly been the author of my own destiny, I would not harbor such discontent. This is the sad story of my existence. A number of years ago I was found, on the verge of death, concealed in a rolled-up doormat, when this squalid funfair was being set up in one of the northern states. I was just a pup. As soon as they realized this wasn't a costume, they took me to the boss of Halloween Park.
Who decided to adopt you, right?
Not exactly. He decided he owned me. And I've been locked up in this cage ever since, condemned to amuse visitors in exchange for a few spoonfuls of watered-down soup a day.
So, how do you like being a carnival sideshow?
It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the entrails they obtusely keep offering me as food. Every now and then, Mortimer brings me one of his old poetry books. Those verses keep my heart free deep down inside, though I live like a butterfly with broken wings.
Who's Mortimer?
Mortimer is the human who runs that dismal bazaar not far from here. A nice guy for a hypnotist.
Do you ever wish you were free?
In my dreams, I often imagine what it would be like to be free. But when I wake up on the cold, hard floor of this cage, I find that tie with my dreams is cut so brusquely that I'd rather not dream at all. Illusions are both sweet and bitter.
If I set you free, would you help me?
I don't see what you're getting at.
It doesn't matter. You don't owe me anything. You were born free, and you have as much right to your freedom as anyone else has.
You are a truly wonderful little man.
Do you have a name, Mr. Beast?
How do we become aware of the universe that surrounds us? How else than through names? My name is Well.
What an unusual name. What does it mean?
It's short for welcome, which was what was written on the doormat I was found in, half dead by the funfair workers.
Nice to meet you. My name is Tough. Tony Tough. Private Eye. You don't lead a happy life, do you?
Sometimes I wish they'd left me for dead, wrapped up in that doormat.
How sad.
I hope you know what you're talking about. You do know the difference between sadness and melancholy, don't you?
Well, the truth is, no.
Let me tell you about it then. Sadness and melancholy are both states of malcontent. The former feeds on itself in a downward spiral, leading to a state of absolute inertia and possibly self-destruction if taken to extremes. Sadness is therefore fundamentally destructive in nature. Melancholy, on the other hand, is a state typical of the artist, who gives voice to his pain in words, music, or images, expressing his pain and turning it into a creative force. The life I lead is a deeply melancholic life.
How do you give voice to your suffering?
I write poetry, modestly speaking.
Yes, I'd really like to hear one of yours.
Okay, how fortunate the seaweed, my limey shell, both protects and suffocates me.
Can you tell me what it's all about?
The concept I'm trying to get across is how a vegetal lifestyle, free of all desire and concern other than sucking up nutrients from the ground, adapted to the ebb and flow of the tide, will, if put into practice by human beings, lead to true happiness.
And what does that line about the limey shell represent?
Man's defense against experience, obscurity. Obscurity will protect you, but it will also suffocate your instincts and make you incapable of living your life to the full. I don't suppose you've ever read that other poem by Leopardi, The Solitary Sparrow?
No, but I loved your poem. I'd love to stand here chatting for hours, but I'm afraid I have a case to solve.
Don't worry, and remember, often fear is only the result of fatigue and loneliness.
I'll try to keep that in mind. Whoever's down there mustn't be doing too well. Now this is one of those rare occasions when I regret not having completed that correspondence course for undertakers. Hey, but that's not a rock. It's a plaster cast, just like the ones I had when I was little, for my toy scientists.
So I tried, Tar, but that was worse. Get it, Tar and all that? And what about this one? Voila! An Escherichia coli! Ah, shoot! I hate those stupid brats!
Say, those balloons look exactly like the ones they use for the breathalyzer tests.
That's exactly what they are, stupid. They're the only balloons I can get for free.
Did you know that the Doppler effect is produced by a change in the speed of a wave emitted by a source in relation to the position of the observer?
What does that have to do with it?
Absolutely nothing. I just wanted to show you that even though I might come up with poor lines, I'm no fool.
Get lost. What more do you want?
Why don't you show me one of your acts? After all, that's what you're paid for, right?
Well, I suppose I could, if you really want me to.
Why didn't I keep my mouth shut? Please excuse me if I'm bothering you.
What did I do to deserve all this? What exactly do you want? If you want another blow of the hammer, I'll give it to you right away.
Oh no, I don't think my gums could stand another blow.
So why the heck are you standing so close to me then?
Well, good is going a bit far, but...
But?
I was wondering if you might have seen my dog somewhere around here. Not necessarily walking on his own 4 feet. He's purple, fat, about my height.
I don't recall seeing anything of that description, not even when I was soused. I'm quite sure no purple dog has been here this evening.
Oh, poor Pantagruel. How will I ever find you?
Leave the pessimism to me.
How about if you never show me any more of your acts?
It's a deal, kid.
I was just wondering why anybody would want to dress like that.
Have to pay alimony to my ex-wife. Just one job isn't enough anymore. I was living on cans of low-fat dog food.
Nutritious and cheap. What more could you want?
Well, I liked it too, at first. But when I started getting tics, I thought maybe I ought to look for another job. Just to save my dignity.
So you ended up working as a clown in your spare time to save your dignity. Don't you think that's a bit ironic?
It was the only position open to someone with my qualifications. That and being a kidney donor.
What exactly do you do when you're not in your clown outfit?
I work at the registry office.
Yes, I see, but I really have to get going now.
Yeah, hunger is a beast, isn't it?
Would you get a move on? I have a reward to collect. I'm not kidding you. Would you get a move on? I have a reward. No, that's not my style. I think I'll do just fine with the one I have. Besides, this one's all covered in grease. Ha! You wouldn't find it so funny if you found yourself in the position of addressing the rear end of this tub of lard. Whatever you say. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you, little guy. If I'm not much mistaken, that earthworm ought to be deep frozen by now. Thank goodness for the inductive method. Evidence of the evolution of species. This filthy trash can has developed wheels.
And now... a wiener! I can't believe it. You're still smiling. Bet you can't wait to see more. Voila! An eel! That's amazing. You're still smiling. Ladies and gentlemen.
I always thought I would have liked to be a thief. It's an eclectic way of life.
I've never had such an enthusiastic reception. What you've all been waiting to see. A salami! Are you ever gonna stop laughing? So, what do you say to... a stilt? I could go on making you laugh forever, little guy. And now... a slug! That's amazing! You're still smiling! Voila! A club! I must be getting better. I've never had such an enthusiastic reception. Ladies and gentlemen, a cigarette. Are you ever gonna stop laughing? What you've all been waiting to see. A telescope. I could go on making you laugh forever, little guy. So
No way. Absolutely no way. The only way you could get me to pick those up would be to threaten me with execution.
That's amazing. You're still smiling. And now...
So, just a moment. My teacher, Miss Van Hoort, always said the thing I did best in school was making maps. Actually, what she said was taking naps, but it must have been just one of those slips of the tongue. Just like any other trash can in this poor excuse for a fun fair. Hey, just a second. What's that? Christmas is early this year. Thanks, Mr. Trash Can. Got him. I can find stuff like that anywhere. Reminds me of those grotesque characters in Bruegel paintings. I already have these specimens in my insect collection. Nice evening, isn't it? So, in your opinion, what are the repercussions of Popper's theory of epistemological development on the recent triumphs of biotechnology? Hey, the pizza parlor is on fire! You know, you're so ugly, not even your own hair can stand being near you. Could you give me $1? What are you dreaming about? A world without demented criminals? Are you dreaming about food? Beautiful, scantily clad women? Do you ever dream you're slowly melting? Are you dreaming it's raining cactus plants? Is it that dream about those weird things wandering around in a field of shellfish? Are you dreaming of kites? Lame monkeys? Carnivorous green sheep? Are you dreaming that you're sipping tea out of a shoe? Crushed armadillos? Are you dreaming that you're melting? Is it about those amazing exploding cigars? Are you dreaming that you're dreaming? Anvils? Cannibalistic acts? Bagpipes? Are you dreaming of yak milk? Armillary spheres? Are you dreaming of Easter eggs? Fashion models? Cement factories? Are you dreaming you're floating in a sea of insects? Assyrian and Babylonian divinities? Custard-covered dogs? Are you dreaming of chandeliers? A world without friction? Are you dreaming about your thumb? About an emergency landing? About your wife? No way, I don't believe you. You can't be dreaming of your wife. Now stay right there. I'll be back. Ugh, disgustorama. Sorry to bother you.
Never mind. Someone was bound to do it sooner or later.
What are you reading?
Hey, it's pretty strong stuff.
You mean stuff like Rimbaud, Les Poètes Maudits, and all that?
Who? What? What the heck are you talking about? This is the new catalog from Fredericks of Hollywood. You ought to see these babes.
Have you seen my dog? He's been lost for hours, and I'm sure he's somewhere here in the park.
Hey pal, you think I'm here to ask if you've seen my old video machine?
Well?
Well, the answer is no. You know, I'd have been perfectly happy to leave you to browse my stand in peace, and if you hadn't come over here to bug me, I wouldn't have even had to speak to you.
I bet you're as big an expert on aliens as I am.
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't give a hoot.
So just what do you do here?
Some folks just won't learn to mind their own business.
But doesn't reading publications like that result in a serious crisis in sexual identity?
Who knows?
Zoinks! I've forgotten to take my pills. I really must go.
Is it really that urgent?
Yeah, if I don't take them, I'll die.
Ha ha!
I thought that the little green man had departed the collective imagination years ago. I hereby take possession of this planet in the name of the United States of America. Ah, forget it.